doing here? Oh, yeah, doing a show. That's right. I don't have anybody to remind me this week to do anything. So that's going to be interesting. Very interesting. Oh. Yeah. Yeah. All right, that's obnoxious. Oh my goodness. Hi, ladies and gentlemen. This is episode number 70 of ASScast. It looks a little different. There's only one of us here. That's me. I'm here. I don't know why I'm doing this. This is weird. Nobody's going to want to watch a one-person show. Why would they? Boring. It is live, though, so you can comment along if you want to. You don't have to. I have no idea what I'm going to talk about, so I'm just going to rip some things off the top of my head. Normally we have topics that we go through and discuss and go on about, but I didn't do any of that. So what I want to talk about is kind of recapping 2024 as a year in sports, and then stuff in 2025 that might happen or I'd want to see happen. So 2024 was a very interesting sports year, not only in Chicago, but overall. Your major champions were the Chiefs, Dodgers, Panthers won the Cup, Celtics won the NBA Finals, and then WA Finals was the New York Liberty. So pretty diverse. No, not one city winning every trophy, which was kind of cool. But in Chicago, it was a very different story. You have the worst baseball team of all time in our beloved Chicago White Sox. The Cubs were fine. I don't know, fine. Bulls, I can't watch them. I don't know what they're doing. Blackhawks, same thing. Can't watch them. Don't know what they're doing. I know they suck. They were terrible the other day in the Winter Classic. I feel so bad for anybody who had to go sit through that bullshit. But hey, have some fun. Chug some beer hockey sticks or whatever the hell you do out there. Bears, as we know, are on a 10-game losing streak. That's cool. It's interesting to watch Bears Twitter eat each other alive over things out of their control. So it's pretty fun to just view that. Yeah, the Sky made the playoffs. Angel Reese had a good rookie season. Not much going for after she got injured. They didn't really have anywhere to go from there. So the Caitlin Clark stuff was great. The WNBA Finals was fantastic. That Game 5 was nuts. Obviously, the Olympics were in 2024, which everybody seemed to forget about, kind of. Which, I mean, you had a lot of fun gold medal stuff going on in men's and women's basketball. The shooting memes were always fun. Simone Biles obviously setting more records. Katie Ledecky setting more records. It was a great Olympics, but it was all overshadowed by the nonsense controversy from the opening ceremonies and all that dumb shit. So it's kind of a weird, tainted Olympics. But 2024 didn't really have any memorable big moments that I can think of at the top of my head. I did no research about any of the stuff I'm talking about. So this was my second year as a part-time season ticket holder for the White Sox, and I think we made it to about 15 or 16 of the 20 games that we did. And it gets harder and harder as, traffic sucks more and more living as far as we do. But it's always a fun time. I do enjoy sports in person, mostly baseball. Everything else, basketball is really fun too in person. So is hockey, but football is always hard to follow. So we didn't do any of those this year or this past year. I think we went to a basketball game in Milwaukee for the Bulls end of 2023-24 season, I think. So I'm trying to think if I even went to no hockey games. I've been to a hockey game a couple years. But I like going in sports stuff. So looking forward to baseball season kicking back up again. Maybe I'll get to a Bulls game this year. I don't know. But Chicago sports, as we know, is very, very down, very, very sad. And what I like to do is make fun of that and make fun of people who care about that. It's not for everyone. It's how I get through sports myself. I get worked up about stuff. My wife can attest to that. But I also can just get over it very quickly. You know, um, that's why if you ever see me at a sporting event, mostly at the White Sox Stadium, you'll see me laughing a lot, and you'll wonder why I'm laughing. That's how I cope with things being terrible that I'm watching and paying money to see. I just laugh it off. It's fine. But I do want to get into the White Sox a little bit more. We don't talk about Chicago sports much on this thing or in depth at all because everybody else does that. And it's, just a very saturated thing, which is great, but we just stay away from that and do whatever we want. But I'm going to just go into how I saw the season of 41 and 120, which is it's crazy to say out loud. What did we watch? I don't think I saw. I think I was maybe in person for one win this past season. And I think, well, no, I think maybe two. I think they did win a game in St. Louis. We just weren't there when the game was over. It was weird. It didn't seem like you were going into every game as a fan and just like, oh, they're gonna lose this stupid way today or that stupid way today. Like you never knew how they were gonna lose. You knew they were gonna lose for the most part, but to reinvent ways of losing was pretty cool. Notably, I think it was against the Orioles, that weird infield fly that had interference at third base, and everybody just walked off the field like it was nothing. Nobody even cared to argue it or even look into it. It was just, yeah, you guys lost. You suck. We don't even want to give you 2 more outs to try to get 3 runs, and nobody batted an eye. Everyone's like, yeah, it's the White Sox. We can just pass it along. It doesn't matter. The weird Yohan Moncada 8-month-long injury was what it felt like. Just all the rumors going around about that, and if he even cared to play baseball anymore, and all the, getting rid of everybody we saw Rick Hahn bring in. Eloy was gone. Obviously, Bray has been gone for years, but Tim Anderson wasn't on the team anymore. It was just a really odd all over that was torn down to even lower than the studs of what was in place. And, I was one of the people who went into the season going, if this team all had their best years, this team had max 79 wins in them. I never thought in my wildest dreams that their minimum would be 41 wins. So that was just an absolute treat for our poor content creators that had to, go through that and try to write about that. And I mean, what way can you write? Does the White Sox lose again? It's got to be tough to have a job for covering a team that's just garbage. But everybody powered through and seemed to be fine coming out of it. The Bears. Let's talk about the Bears real quick. They started off in that game against Tennessee. Week 1 of the NFL is always a weird week because there's new coaches in place, new players on new teams. Everybody's still trying to figure out who's going to play what way. And it's always weird. There's always one game that, there's a blowout or a high scoring game. Or most of them are always like, 24 to 17 games, ish like that. That game against the Titans was really, really telling that something was off. We were all coming off Hard Knocks. Everything was like, yay, this team is fun. We got to see everything. Oh, Eberflus is cool new look. Which didn't really fool many people, but after the Titans game, I just kind of was hoping we just see mediocre football. A 7-win season, 8-win season, fine. They play the Texans. They lose in whatever way you want to say. It wasn't terrible, but it wasn't good. Um, they just kind of coasting through their first 6 games. They get 4-2, right? Cool. 4-2. They're right in there with this division that everybody's playing really well in. And then the Hail Mary happens. I remember I was up in my living room. I saw it happen. I fell down with my head in my hands and went, no way, you can't lose like that. And then I just popped up and just started laughing. Because what else can you do? I mean, you can throw shit at the wall, you could punch something, but why? It's not going to change anything. So I just laughed. I was like, whatever, they'll figure it out. It's fine. They didn't. they did not. They ended up having to fire their offensive coordinator, Shane Waldron, who the rumors were that he was too nice of a coach, which I guess is a bad thing for football. They fire Matt Eberflus, which everybody was hoping for, and it didn't matter. It didn't matter at all. They're somehow worse, which is weird. They have their 1 game left this Sunday against the Packers, and as we all know, they never beat the Packers, so I don't have any expectations for that game. I don't know what Green Bay's going to do if most of their starters are playing or not. I think I saw something that they are, so it's going to probably be a 11th straight loss, which is always fun to endure. As for the Bulls, they're just, middling. Nothing is happening for them. Zach Levine's apparently playing out of his mind, so maybe they can trade him soon. Same with Nikola Vucevic. I mean, I don't understand why you'd want to trade people that are playing well, but I get, for future. But you're not going to get as much as you hope. That's always the dumb thing. Get talent here now, too, on top of future assets. That's how every trade should go. Get talent for now while also getting stuff for the future. Why isn't it like that more often? Drives me nuts. But I'm not in the business, so I don't care. But yeah, the Blackhawks, I watched some of the Winter Classic, and I think I saw every Blues goal after it was 2-1, so I don't even remember what the final score was. I just know it was bad. Yeah, Blackhawks, I don't know where they're going to go from here. I really don't care where they're going to go from here. The Kane County Cougars went 55-40. That's pretty damn impressive. Go Kane County. I've only been to 1 game out there, I think. Had Dippin' Dots. It was delicious. So, yeah, the sportscape that I follow in Chicago is bad. But there's always a way to move up, right? Maybe. Let's talk about what to expect in 2025. We'll start with the White Sox. They went through the winter meetings. They traded Garrett Crochet, which everybody kind of expected. Luis Robert Jr. is still a trade chip that they have. Whether or not they move him remains to be seen. Josh Ross was signed today as a depth piece. Cool. Or starter. I don't know what they're going to do. I don't think anybody does. I don't think Chris Getz knows what he's doing yet with this roster. So they need pitching. Every team will always need pitching. They need good players. They need to get rid of bad players, as Matt Zawoski would say. Acquire good players, get rid of bad players. It's always the goal. New manager Will Venable coming over from Texas. Spent some time with Bruce Bochy, won a World Series as a bench coach, which again, does anybody know what a bench coach is actually doing? No, they don't. So I don't really know how that'll do. We all thought, a new manager in Pedro Grifol was going to fire this team up in 2022, and it didn't, or 23, whatever the fuck it was. We'll have to see how the press goes, and if he can, Will Venable can name some of his favorite band songs, see if he'll be a good manager or not. They retained Ethan Katz again, which, whatever, I figured they might try something new, but he's got some rapport there, and I think Brian Bannister likes him a lot. So see him around for a little while. I I don't. The team isn't completed yet, so I have no idea what we're even looking at for wins and losses. I'm sure Pacota's, I think, is like 49 or something was the plus minus. I think I saw in some spots. They're gonna be bad again. Like I don't even if they get to 50 wins, that's a huge step up from 2024. So, yeah, White Sox they're out there. You can. I don't even know if we'll be able to watch them come opening day. So we'll see. Um, you know, I don't have. I can get the antenna. I understand that, but we are just like 2 miles out of the reach of the city antennas to where I live, so it wouldn't work for me anyway. And I'm not paying for that app. You're out of your mind. Yeah, the whole CHSN debacle. Forgot about that in 2020. That was supposed to be a whole smooth transition that was put together by the owners of these teams. Be like, hey, people, I want people to watch the team I own. That would, be smart. But it's providers wanting to charge more for shit teams is kind of funny. You want to put them on your premium channels, shit. When these teams aren't at a premium level, so the teams are actually fighting for no, don't put us on the premium, just put us on the base level we were at before. They don't want to pay. I get it. It's just gonna go on until somebody budges. Doesn't look like either one's gonna budge anytime soon. So until then, I don't know. I don't know if I'll be in person for several White Sox games, and I guess that's just how I'll have to remember them. So, I don't know. The Bulls are in their, going into the second half. I have no idea how many games you've been played. They might look very different by their trade deadline too. I haven't gotten to see any of the young talent play or anybody there. I know Josh Giddey started off horrible and now is doing okay coming off injury. It's good to see Lonzo Ball back. That's always great. Good story coming back from what he had to endure. I heard Billy Donovan made some good adjustments with the roster that he has, and that's why this team has been winning a little bit more, which is good. Coaches aren't usually amenable to adjusting to their roster. They want to coach the way they coach and make their players go to there, which makes kind of more sense as to why that happens in basketball. It's like really the only sport where that does work. I don't know if they're eligible to even have a first round pick again this year. I think this is the first year in several years they can actually have their own first round pick from that Vooch trade way back when. So maybe that'll work out for them. What's the Cooper Flag? I think is the one guy that everybody says is going to be the one pick from Duke. So maybe they'll get him. I don't know. As for the Blackhawks, again, don't even care. Don't really know. Let's do that hockey. The WNBA has that. I think is it a 3-on-3 league, something like that going on, where there's WNBA players all in this league together playing off season, which looks like it could be fun. That'd be something to keep an eye on during the off season of between, football, baseball. I do want to talk about something that everybody on the show always hates that I talk about, other than Stu, and that's golf. Golf started up again today. The Century Tournament of Champions out in Hawaii, always a great tournament. The TGL is what it's called. I think it just stands for the Golf League. I don't honestly remember. Created by Tiger Woods and Rory McIlroy. It's an indoor golf league on virtual screens for driving and iron shots and long shots. And then they chip and putt on a regular green inside this giant dome. I think there's 8 teams of 4 golfers each. And that's premiering either January 8th or 9th. I don't remember, on ESPN, but that's going to be really, really fun to watch. If you haven't seen any of the demonstration videos over like the last month, like week and a half, it's pretty cool. If you haven't seen a golf simulator before, this is 50,000 times that. It's insane. It's sponsored by SoFi, and it's all these big investors into this thing, and it looks really cool. And they're gonna do like every couple weeks or something. They're doing matches, so it should be really cool, really fun. I'm I'm excited to watch it. And Tiger Woods doesn't have to do a lot of walking and moving, so he's going to be participating in the league, and that's really sweet for golf to get Tiger playing golf again. So there's, if you hadn't watched the PNC Championship, which is always a cool event that goes on with golfers and their family, they can have their dads, brothers, sons, daughters out there with them, moms, sisters, all that. It's really fun. Tiger and his son Charlie finished second for the second straight year, which was a really fun finish with Bernard Langer and his son playing. That's every December, right around Christmas, so it's always a fun thing. I'm a big golf nerd. I suck at golf, but I love watching it very much. So big things to come. Scotty Scheffler had a gigantic year last year. I expect more of that or close to it, either from him or Xander Schauffele coming up again this year. There's always somebody else who comes out of there and shines all the time. So golf, people. Golf. All right. Let's talk about the Bears in 2025. They have a game left in their season. Probably not gonna go well. They need a coach. They need an offensive coordinator. They need a new defensive coordinator. They need everything. Is their GM getting an extension? Is their GM getting fired? Nobody really knows. The word is that he's gonna get an extension. Fine, whatever. Everyone's gonna argue, oh, he's only ever done 2 good things. Blah, 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 blah. Look at the 49ers right now. They were in the Super Bowl last year. They were in the NFC Championship like 2 seasons in a row before that. They're finishing like 5-12 this year, or maybe 6-11 if they're lucky. They got decimated by injuries and all this shit happened to them. You can build the perfect roster, but everything has to go right for your team to succeed in the NFL, as we see. Like, look at the Chiefs. They're not even playing that well, and they're only a 1 loss all year. Everything's gone right for them because their coaching knows how to get around the issues that they're having. Wouldn't that be nice if the Bears got a coach who knew what they were doing? Yes, Ben Johnson is the name out there that everybody wants to see. And for good reason. Look at the Lions offense. It's ridiculously good and very fun to watch. I don't really have any reservations about Ben Johnson. I think he'll be great. I think it'll be a good experiment. I do think an interdivisional move might be tough. I think you'd have to offer him a lot of money to do that, because I think Detroit will try to counter that offer to him and make him a gigantically paid offensive coordinator just to keep him there another year or 2 if they can. Cliff Kingsbury's another name coming out from Washington. Obviously, former Cardinals head coach college level, head coach Patrick Mahomes when he was in college. He's got the pedigree, yada, yada, but he was terrible in Arizona. Terrible head coach. Great offensive mind. Not a good head coach. Maybe he learned. Who knows? Mike Vrabel, name out there. This guy I like. I like Mike Vrabel. I like his demeanor. Yeah, his wins and losses weren't really there in Tennessee, but cares. He made the playoffs a couple times. Good coach. Good guy. I just, you got to get the offense right, and that's the problem. You can bring in a defensive-minded head coach, but if they don't bring in a good offense coordinator, none of it's going to matter. It's going to look a lot like this year. So we'll see. Probably losing in Cunningham this year. The assistant GM, he'll probably get a good full-time GM job, which he's probably earned at this point. So if that happens, the Bears get 2 third-round picks. Cool. I don't know why that is, but I don't really care to get into it, but it's interesting. It really is interesting. Did I miss anybody? Oh, this guy. I don't know. They're getting anybody different. I think they hired a head coach. I don't remember. I have to look at all that. But like I said, I'm riffing. I have no idea what's going to happen in the show. I don't even know. I could just end it right now. Nobody will even know. Yeah. The billions watching at home would know, but enough of sports from 2024 going to 2025. Let's field some of these questions I got already. Are professional athletes paid too much? as somebody who makes about, I don't know, a tenth of their normal average salaries, yeah, they're paid too much. They play a game for a living. They're just good at it. I'm not good at my job, but I get paid, so that's cool. Uh, I mean, the money's there. Pay them the money if it's there. You know, if you're not going bankrupt, paying these, you can pay them. That's why baseball's fun. There's no salary cap. Oh boy. Well, yeah. Sox found. Yep. Find new ways to lose. White Sox 2025. Better at the ballpark is over. Find new ways to lose is in. Yeah, we kind of just touched on this. What can make the Bears successful, huh? Getting everything perfect with their coaching decisions. Everybody stays healthy. Everybody puts up big numbers, and they never lose. Unlikely. But making them successful would be being sold to people who actually care about the team and not about the history of the team. The actual team in present day would be cool. But okay. Oh, yeah. By the way, this shirt I saw in our good friend Steve Niss's film Never Not Yours. One of the characters wearing it. I needed to have it. So it's a great shirt. All right. What I've been noticing in the media scape of random shit is that the current media landscape is so overhauled that the likes of Stephen A. Smith are getting fucking 8-figure contracts to talk about shit on TV. And as we all know, Stephen A. Smith is not very good at his job. He's just loud. It's like the likes of Skip Bayless getting big money from Fox. Have everybody hate him. But the thing is, we're all hate watching and they're getting the money from those numbers. But it's so hard not to hate watch, isn't it? I love hate watching things. It's fun. You know, it brings a new element to how you're watching it, you know, just continually hating and hating. And then they still make fucking money. It's crazy. Absolutely crazy to me. What I do like are the ones who work for the big media companies that still seem very grounded, like the Mina Kimes. Well, not Mike Greenberg anymore. He sold out big. Michelle Beadle, a little bit. I think she's like FanDuel now or something, but she was always pretty down to earth about stuff. Mark Schlereth's pretty good about that. Adam Amin's great about that. You know, it's hard to separate this, you know, who the reporters are versus the on-air talent and all that crap in media now. But especially now that I want to say like 80% is on just social media now. Like people aren't even watching much anymore, just getting their information from social media clips on social media, which for the attention span of our lives these days is perfect for everybody. I mean, I can't pay attention to shit anymore. I'm on my phone way more than I am doing anything else, and it's sad, but it's how that is now. And I think the media landscape is going to change again in 2 to 5 years in that range, where they're going to stop posting so much on social media and just kind of cut it to where they like tease you with something on social media to get you to watch their programming again. The problem is they need to get good programming back. I don't know if I think it's Fox Sports 1 has like 13 shows on their freaking docket every day, and they're like all talking about the same shit. So why would you want to watch the same network all day with everybody talking about the same thing? But that's kind of what sports is. It's everybody talking about the news of the day and everybody getting their own opinion on it, whatever. But it's still the same news of the same shit of the same day. And that's, you know, that's the tough part about the sports media landscape. And, you know, it's so competitive that shit can go sideways for you, as we saw with some of our friends over at CHGO having to get let go because All City, was taking a different direction with their stuff to keep up with the ever changing media landscape. It sucks, you know. Really good people lose their jobs all the time because of the way the media is now. I think was it Zach Lowe or somebody from Yahoo who's been like last year lost their job, was like one of the top writers, and it's just a cycle that they just move from whatever company they work for to a new one that's just another big name willing to pay them, which is how it should go. We saw this a couple years ago with James Fegan at The Athletic, one of their top writers there, covered the White Sox, unfortunately for him. Still a fantastic writer. He's just doing it for Sox Machine now. Who saw that coming? Not me, because we offered him a spot, but we just couldn't pay him any money. So, that's on him. But I hate, the big media corporation doing this to people just as much as the next person. But you got to remember, it's a business. This is a business that people got into, and it's a tough business. And I hope my guy Herb finds something very soon. I know Nick Moriano deserves something real soon as well. Vinny Duber, all good people, just deserve good spots and good positions work, and hopefully we'll see him soon. What's this? Would I rather go to a Super Bowl that a Bears win, or a Masters where Tiger Woods wins? I've seen Tiger Woods win the Masters in my lifetime 5 times. I've never seen a Bears Super Bowl win. I've seen the Bears in a Super Bowl. Ooh, that's tough. Because I would be in person with Tiger Woods there. Probably go Bears Super Bowl still. Because I don't know if I'll ever see one in my lifetime. That's just the sad truth. But probably go Bears there. I ever see that scene in Scanners where the dude's head blew up? What the fuck is Scanners? So my answer is no, but I'm curious. Just I'm assuming that's a movie, but I don't know. It only made me think of A Scanner Darkly, which I still don't know what that movie is, but oh boy. All right, college football playoff. That's another thing on the top of everybody's mind. As we saw earlier today, I don't know, some of you might have seen, Notre Dame beat Georgia to get into the semifinals of the college football playoff. Good for them. So it's what? Texas, Ohio State, Penn State, and Notre Dame. Can nobody win? Holy God. Holy God. Just 4 universities nobody should feel good about rooting for. I think I'm rooting for Texas at this point. Yeah. Feels gross to say. I don't know. I don't care about college football until the college football playoff, because that's the only time, well, bowl season really, but it's the only time the games are actually fun. But, I know that there's always every year, it's who should have made it? Did this team make it over this team for this reason? Like, no, the committee of I don't even know how many people decide whose schedule was cooler than the other people's, I guess. I don't care how they pick it. As long as the games are entertaining, nobody should really give a shit. Unfortunately, I think there's only been one entertaining game, and that was the Texas game, the Texas ASU game. So maybe they'll get it right in the future. I don't know. I liked the old way when it was the BCS, bowl season. They would have the Sugar Bowl, Fiesta Bowl, Peach Bowl, whatever, be like your big primetime ones, and then you'd have one championship game. But everybody hated that, so that's why we have the playoff now. And now everybody hates that too. Because they can never get it right. Blah, blah, blah. They got it right enough. Oh, yeah, I don't. It's hard to say I want Penn State to win because of their fucking gross history. Notre Dame has a gross history. Ohio State's just annoying. So yeah, I think Texas I guess is who I'll roll with here. But I'd rather see Arch Manning than Quinn Ewers play. That's for sure. Um, I guess horns up. I don't even know what their thing is, but yeah, sure. Go Texas. Woo, Texas. Um, yeah, we got some go Irish people, and this is the duality of man. Notre Dame can eat a dick. Go Irish. It's funny. Horns down for sure. I mean, I wanted Arizona State to win just because I think that would have been funnier, and I also wanted Boise State to win too. I wanted the least likely people to be in the finals because that would have been more fun. Cinderella stories, you know. Oh well. I haven't watched any college basketball really this year, which is odd for me. I love college basketball. Love my Syracuse Orange, who are god awful this year. Um, they had to tough out a win against Bucknell. Or somebody. I don't even fucking remember. Um, I am a Syracuse Orange basketball fan. I don't give a fuck about the school in any other capacity. Don't ask me why. It's a long story. Um, I have no idea who's even good in college basketball. Oh, okay, there we go. Sean's helping at one. Iowa State numbers are good. Go Iowa State. They're always fun to watch come tournament time. Um, I don't even. I Who the hell is the one seed right? I don't even know who won right now. No, Kansas just lost at home to somebody. So I have no idea who's even good in college basketball right now. That's, whatever. I only know about Cooper Flag, and I don't think Duke's doing that well anyway. So that kid can't be very good, right? I don't know. I don't know shit about it. Ugh. All I know is my boy G Mac is coaching well at Siena. Let's go Siena. Ugh. Sorry, I'm exhausted. It's not fun waking up early to take care of a dog after ACL surgery. Feel bad for my wife though. Laying out in the living room, not ideal. I was gonna say something and I already forgot what it was. Nobody's here to remind me. That's not helpful. Shit. Oh, right. Uh, that thing going around. Ric Flair says he has one more match in him. And the picture they use is the absolute most damning picture of a poor old man in the corner of a wrestling ring. What the fuck are we doing? He looks miserable in that picture. And using the tagline, I think I got one more match in me is a choice. Yeah, I don't think that's a good idea for Ric Flair to wrestle. I know it's not real, but don't think that man should be doing any professional wrestling anytime soon. That would probably sell some tickets. Bring out Hulk Hogan too. Why not? Fucking just bring out all the old heads and let's see what they do. Hit each other with their walkers or whatever the hell, their canes. I'm being ageist, whatever. But yeah, you're right. Flair just needs the money. Most of them do. I'm sure at their ages. That's why they keep doing it. That's why they make their appearances. And I don't watch wrestling or know anything about it. I know who Ric Flair is, but I don't know anything else about any of this other shit. Of who runs it, or I don't know if it's McMahon ran it, but it's who's that guy that runs? Is it Triple H? Is that like I don't know? Somebody tell me in the comments if you give a shit to. But yeah, wrestling Ric Flair. Let me look. How old is Ric Flair even? Ric Flair age. So he's 74 years old. Holy fuck. Hulk Hogan 71. The Undertaker's only 59. Bret Hart 67. These guys could probably do a fun match. I think that could be interesting to see. Oh my god. Oh, Ric Flair, you crazy man. Cocaine's a hell of a drug. Um, I am interested to see what happens with the Super Bowl halftime show with Kendrick Lamar and the whole "it's not they not like us" thing and Drake. Whether or not the NFL tells him what he can and can't do would be a weird step. But I isn't Jay-Z's like has a company or something that runs the halftime show now or something anyway. So I think they're the ones who would have the standards and practices on that, I guess. I don't know. But yeah, that Super Bowl halftime show is probably going to be one of the more interesting ones we've seen, especially with the current saga of Diddy and all that shit going on. So, um, yeah, I don't really know many Kendrick Lamar songs. I'm not a big rap fan, but I think he'll put on a good show when he had his appearance. What was that? The L.A. one when he it was with Eminem and Dre and stuff. I think he had like a set. It did a really good set. I think it should be fun, but I do want to see what he comes up with for letting the world know about how he feels about Drake. Should be a good time. Um, what else is even coming up? All the NBA All Star Game, which I think they changed again for the 95th year in a row. That will still have no bearing on it. Oh, the Pro Bowl votes. The Pro Bowl votes are in. With I don't remember one former NFL player quote tweeted saying like, "Yeah, they're in before football's over." That's all you tells you. I think it was JD Watt tells you all you need to know. It was decided already months ago. Um, yeah, Jalen Johnson, the only Bear, made it make sense. He's obviously the best cornerback on the team, if not one of the best in the NFL. Um, the Pro Bowl, I don't think I've ever watched one. But now it's just the Pro Bowl games, which, like, what do they even do? Pro Bowl game. Let's see. Oh, this is just the roster reveals. That's not helpful. Wait, Jaden Daniels. Jesus Christ. All right. Here we go. Pro Bowl games. What do they do? What do they play? Precision passing. Closest to the pin. High step. I don't know. Okay, that's too much to go over. But I get that they're trying new things to get viewership, but your new things are dropping your viewership. I get it. Like players don't want to get hurt in a game that literally means nothing other than maybe a bonus in your paycheck. Uh, why have a career-threatening injury in a fucking pro-am is beyond anybody. I'm team don't have the all-star games. Just vote at the end of the year for all pros, and that's it. Like, just get rid of all-star games. Like, and it's just more capitalist shit that's being sold to fans, and we eat it up no matter what. I think you should still do like home run derbies, dunk contest, 3-point contest, stuff like that, like small things. But don't make them do the games. Come on, that's crazy. Putting too much on them, too much pressure on them to perform to the fans and do all this crap. And they can get hurt real bad. And just get rid of all star games. Nobody in them cares. I mean, was it like a couple years ago they did the Elam ending for the NBA All Star game? It was kind of exciting. Players felt into it, but you could also tell they were still very cautious about how they were playing. And it just gets boring time and time again when that's pressed on. But that's gonna keep going on. They have sponsorship money for a very long time, so I'm gonna get used to it while I can. Unfortunately. But yeah, that's really all I got on the top of my mind today. Trying to think if I saw anything else that would jog anything. Worth a damn, but I do I do wonder how the views of the ice were at the Winter Classic at Wrigley, because I went to Stadium Series in Minnesota. We were way high up, and it was at a football stadium, so it's obviously perfect circle for that. But Wrigley Field's so weirdly laid out. I can't imagine any of that seating had any good view of that ice. Just because it's kind of raised up seating and then got all the freaking poles in the way. I mean, and Wrigley's not that tall of a stadium, so you can't really see down onto the ice and see where the puck is on the boards and stuff. So, yeah, I just don't know if it's like a great visibility for that kind of event. It looked really great, like the surrounding and everything they did at night looked really cool. But yeah, just from a fan standpoint, I can't imagine the game was easy to see. Plus, it was kind of misty, rainy, foggy day. But I'm sure people still had a great time. It's fun to say you went to one, but I just don't think Wrigley's that kind of a venue for that. I know they've done it before, but I think you got to stick to Soldier Field or even Guaranteed Rate. Like it's taller, it's up there, so people can actually see into the ice. But you know, Wrigley's obviously a big iconic thing, and everything they did with the pregame, taking the train there, doing the walkthrough, that was all pretty cool stuff too. It's cool for the city to actually have that. They did that hockey allegedly. Even Chance the Rapper did music allegedly. Not great, but nobody ever really sounds great at those things. I mean, they had Smashing Pumpkins doing shit, so they don't sound great over TV, as we saw. But I wasn't there, so I don't know if the view of the ice was any good. But I'll have to find out from people who were there if at least where they sat was worth it. I don't remember if it was the Blues or the Blackhawks, which team came in with those cool. Oh, it was the Blues? They had like the was it the Letterman jackets or something that they were wearing that looked really really cool. But yeah, everything the Blackhawks did for social media, like leading up to the game, was really cool, really good. Really felt in tune with how people were feeling about the city and stuff. Wrigleyville's a trash heap. I don't really care for it much, but it was cool to have that surrounding area and then all the brick and everything. What I did like about the rink in the stadium was on the outside that they had the brick. I'm assuming it was paneling on there to make it look like it was part of Wrigley, which was pretty cool. And like I said, once the lights were out and that stuff was lit up, it was really cool. Fight stories, huh? As an adult. Hey, I lived in Minnesota too, man. At a bar. Holy shit. Yeah, you can't do that, man. Those hockey people are nuts. Hey, hockey's fun to watch, but you can still hate it for reasons. But yeah, I think we touched on a lot today. This Tuesday, Talking Out Our Ass will be back with Stoop and myself. We'll have Ross Pins, known as Shy Sports Ross, Bulls content creator for Swish Theory. He'll be joining us for an episode. We'll knock that out, and I believe we'll have a normal panel back again for ASScast next week. Everybody was just still kind of doing stuff around the holidays and getting things moving for the next year and stuff. So I just decided to do something a little different. Just do a talking head solo show. I didn't expect to do it for 50 minutes. Damn, that's pretty impressive. Appreciate everybody who watches this every week. You guys don't have to. You take an hour out of your day just to watch us embarrass ourselves on the internet for really no reason at this point. It's not like we're making any money or doing anything. So thank you. Really, really do appreciate it. Anybody who watches any week, whatever. Even if you hate us and you just watch it, still a view. If you haven't smashed the like button, as Beefloaf said earlier, in all caps because he likes to yell. I would appreciate it. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please do. We're gonna try to start doing some more things this year to put out some shorts and stuff, and try to keep a little bit more involved. We gotta get our social media game stronger. We'll work on that a little bit. But we'll see you guys Tuesday with Ross Pins, and then next Thursday we'll have ASScast. So we're still gonna close the show the same way we do every week. So you all have a wonderful time. We'll see you soon.